Welcome everybody to Go Local Live. I'm Josh Fitton, CEO and co-founder. It's Wednesday. It's Mott and Chace Day. There's a lot of news. I'll fill you in on the end. But we've got Robert Rutley here. He's the man for Providence. Mr. Rutley, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me again, Josh.
Okay. Listen, in Rhode Island, sport number one is PC basketball. Sport number two is politics. Sport number three is real estate. Heck, last week, all of them converged with the announcement of Ed Cooley leaving and us unveiling the dates in which he actually was putting his house on the market. What does that say, just in sort of the broader scheme of things, about the role real estate plays in how we live and think and everything else in our community?
Well, I mean, Ed Cooley putting his house on the market said that he was thinking that he was leaving for sure, and maybe he wasn't ready to pull the trigger, but he did pull the trigger. So who knows what was going on there? I mean, real estate's a huge player in our environment because everybody buys houses, everybody sells houses.
Yeah, it's really remarkable. It really recasts the dates and the timing and the skullduggery down in Georgetown. And wait till he tries to buy a house. Wait till he tries to buy a house in Georgetown.
Yeah. This is why he should have signed an NDA.
Absolutely. Robert, there's a lot of interesting things going on. We've just suffered through sort of 2 weeks of, and it does not look like it's over, but sort of financial uncertainty at the highest level with these unstable regional banks, first kicked off by SVB, then Signature, then others, as well as some international major banks that are looking quite frail and have had to have interventions. What does this say about, our American economic policies and how it sort of drips right down to our local real estate market?
Well, I'm not an economist, but people do get a little uneasy when things are failing around them. We know from the last time that we had a huge recession that it was there was a lot of bank failures then. I don't think we're seeing anything of that at that size. They're all medium-sized banks, which do have billions of dollars.
Yeah.
But I think that it's the Fed and it's our government's job to make sure everything looks as kosher as possible, so that people don't freak out. And I'm not seeing a lot of people on the ground freak out right now. I think I've had one client who said I need to hold off right now because I've got a lot of money in a mid-sized bank.
Robert, there's not a lot of inventory. We are now in the spring selling season. It's not quite the height of it, but the next 30 days it will be the height of it. I think the last time I checked there was less than 900 total single-family, multifamily condos on the market here in Rhode Island maybe a week ago, and that's a fourth, a fifth, a sixth of what a normal market would look like. What's that? How's that playing to what you do with your clients, either buyers or sellers?
We had a great maybe 2 month, the 6 to 8 week period where there wasn't a lot of competition, and a lot of buyers that I worked with were the only offer on some homes, and that was fantastic. That's over with. I heard a story of a house out in Burrillville, which is not really a main draw for a lot of people, that had 40 offers on it.
40 offers on a house in Burrillville?
Yeah, so I think we're
Couldn't
back
40
to,
those 40 people have bought Burrillville?
40 people want to live in Burrillville.
Remarkable.
Yeah.
And I assume that went for above asking price?
I'm assuming it would, yeah, of course. And I have no idea what that would be. We won't know until later on. But I'm seeing lines outside of homes for showing appointments and open houses, things that we saw in early 2020 that we haven't seen quite to that extent for a while. I think that the proverbial bleep is going to hit the fan in the next 2 weeks. We have no inventory, and I feel like I've been saying this for years. There's not enough inventory, but this morning we had 651 single-family homes available on the market in Rhode Island, and that is all shapes and sizes. Above a million, above 2 million, foreclosures, short sales. That includes everything. We need to probably have 4 times that just to try to satiate buyers out there. It's just what we're doing right now isn't working.
What you mentioned was above 1 million, above 2 million, just above 3 million is maybe one of the most spectacular homes, not only in Providence, but in the entire state. This Congdon Street brutalist modern home that was built in the 1950s. It is sort of plucked into College Hill like a house in LA would be plucked into the side of a hill. Talk about that house and the level of activities. I think we wrote about it first maybe a week ago, and it just has exploded.
Yeah, the McKinney Gold team are the listing agents over there, and from what I understand, they have a steady flow of potential buyers coming through. So I think we might be surprised on how quickly it moves from the market at that price point because of its uniqueness in the market. College Hill is known for historic or antique properties, with a little bit different architecture. So something that's like that, something in the 1970s brutalist is completely out of the way and unexpected. And I think uniqueness sells every day.
Oh, that's right. 1970s, not 1950s. It was built in the 70s. What does that do when these sort of wildly interesting homes come on the market? What does it do to sort of the overall activity and sort of tone of buyers and sellers thinking about their movements?
It depends on the price point. I mean, if there are unique properties that are out there, at least people are paying attention, and everybody knows that all publicity is good publicity, and that's what that's what our job is. Our job is to market properties and to get as many people to look at it as possible. So,
Well, I can tell you tens and tens of thousands have looked at that property on the GoLocal website. I mean, it's just been remarkable. Something sparked about it was different. It was unique. We don't have many of those, and the views off that property, almost 180-degree view of downtown sweeping across to the State House and beyond. Really remarkable. And then what happens from a sort of market standpoint when things like the Fane Tower goes away, or questions about Superman building getting rehabbed because of the changes in the economic condition?
well, I mean, that's not going to help our local economic condition whatsoever, because we are in such a short supply of housing, whether it is condos or single-family homes. So you're creating these opportunities for people to purchase something. The Fane Tower would have been rental, so that doesn't fill that bid. And I'm not sure the Superman building, if they're planning on having condos or rentals. But there needs to be more property available for people so that they can start building their familial wealth. Property is the great wealth builder for any person, any family, and we need to give those opportunities to people.
Yeah, I think Fane was going to be 50-50 the last time I had talked with them. Upper floors, condos, lower floors, more rental. But, that's 430, 440 units gone out of the mix. So changes just the overall inventory to a lower number.
I think one of the problems with inventory right now is that a lot of people that are home sellers or homeowners who thought perhaps they were going to sell or were playing with the idea have been really buying into the hullabaloo about the market, where it's not a good time to sell. We missed the peak. Well, it's back, and I think we're going to have a really hot selling season. I'm expecting everything that I'm listing to go well over list price.
Yeah, I mean, we're at just under 400,000, according to last month's report.
Yep.
Speculation is 430 by the end of the year, maybe even more.
Well, I think we're probably going to see it's 384 now, or for February. I don't think there's going to be a big change in March, but I think the numbers at the end of April are probably going to be somewhere around 412, 415. That's where I feel it will be. Dr. Lawrence Yun, who happens to be the chief economist over at the National Association of Realtors, says that as soon as there is a 2-point spread between the 10-year note and the interest rates. Right now, the 10-year note is at 3.5. Interest rates are 6.5. If that drops down to 5.5, then we're going to see a really, really incredibly robust market. So I think that even at the end of the year, if that happens, we're going to see something exceptionally high.
How is the mental health of those trying to buy? You mentioned 800 houses on the market. I think that was, whatever the number you said, it was something so remarkably low. That's not a house for every buyer.
No, no. I mean, it's almost hard to be picky, but you have to. But when you are picky and you find a house that's absolutely great, there are 20 other people who think that house is great. So it's not for the weak. If you are at all afraid of making quick decisions, this isn't the market for you, unfortunately.
You get the last word. What are those suggestions to those buyers? Listen, I don't know the number. I'm not sure anybody knows how many real active buyers there are in the total Rhode Island market, but it's got to be 5 times the number of houses that are now for sale.
Easily. In my own database, I have 5 to 7 times the amount of listings that I have. I think, find something that you like, hold out, put in a strong offer. And if you don't know what a strong offer is, really talk to your agent and try to figure out unique ways to make your offer be seen and move to the top of the pile.
Robert Rutley, as always, thank you very much for taking the time. On the news front, there's a bunch of news coming. At the airport, Kate Nagel's there for a live broadcast. She'll have an update on some major expansion by Breeze and expanding their operations in Warwick. So that's good news for Rhode Island, more jobs, more flights, etc. Also, Governor McKee has announced the dates for the special election for the first congressional race. So that's news, and lots more changes in college basketball. Players decommitting, transferring. It is wild and woolly season in college basketball. The stable Providence College empire is now a wild and woolly merry-go-round. So stay tuned for nonstop coverage on that as well. Thanks, everybody.